Joining us on the news briefing for this Wednesday. Our first topic is COVID-19, and we're very pleased to have Dr. Moreno with us this afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. Moreno.
Good afternoon, Maya.
If anyone has questions for Dr. Moreno, please go ahead and put them in the chat so that we can get started. All right, Dr. Moreno, here's your first question. The CDC has placed Monterey County's community level at low for about a month now, and the county website shows the COVID-19 case, test positivity, and hospitalization rates are trending down. What has been the driving force behind keeping COVID-19 numbers from surging this winter?
Thank you, Maya. So I really can't explain what we've seen, other than to say that people who get vaccinated reduce their likelihood of getting COVID and spreading it to other people. But the reason I can is because this is really driven by a virus that has mutated and has demonstrated multiple variants and subvariants. So we hope that the vaccines will continue to demonstrate efficacy in reducing illness, hospitalization, death, and reducing spread of COVID-19. So for that reason, we still encourage people to get vaccinated because the vaccine still provides some protection against all the variants that we've currently seen up to date.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. Let's see, here's a next question for you, Dr. Moreno. What impact will ending the COVID-19 public health emergency have on the Monterey County Health Department's ability to respond to the virus in the community in the future?
Thank you for the question. I can't speak for the health department, but with regards to public health, we will continue to share information that's made available to us through the results of studies and research on effective ways of reducing the spread of COVID-19 in the future. And we'll continue to share that information with the public and continue to share recommendations, which again, still include getting vaccinated, staying up to date, which includes a booster with a bivalent COVID vaccine authorized by the FDA.
Thank you. And then there was a second question on the same topic, but with a little bit a different emphasis. With the ending of the COVID state of emergency this month, what does it mean for Monterey County, and how would this impact residents by ending this emergency status?
So thank you. So again, with regards to public health, we will continue to do what we're doing currently, which is to provide recommendations and share recommendations that we're aware of that can help reduce the spread of COVID-19. We'll continue to do that during the emergency and when the emergency has ended. As far as residents, residents should who have questions about their health should continue to consult with a healthcare provider. Individuals who want vaccines can go to our website and find links to places that they can get vaccinated, or go to My Turn on the web to schedule appointments. And people can also continue to go to our website to see which testing locations are still available and what options people have to get testing kits.
And this next question is a little bit, you responded a few, in your last answer, responded to some of this, but I'll ask this in case there's something more you'd like to say. Will the county still be offering resources to residents even after the state ends the COVID-19 declaration?
Thank you. I can't speak on behalf of the county. I can really only speak public health. And basically what we're doing in public health is, again, to share information that make sure people are aware of what the current recommendations are to keep themselves healthy and prevent spreading COVID-19 in the community.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. I think that is all the questions that I have right now for you in chat. Hold on. One more question, Dr. Moreno. Knowing that the COVID-19 public health emergency will come to an end, what messaging will the Monterey County Public Health stress to the community?
Thanks, Maya. So Monterey County Public Health will continue to identify guidance that has been shown to reduce the spread of COVID-19. We'll continue to do our best to make that available through different avenues to the community, and continue to encourage people to take steps that will reduce the spread of COVID-19 and keep hopefully as many people in Monterey County as healthy and safe as possible.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. I don't see, are there any other additional questions for Dr. Moreno today? That was the last question that I have.
Okay.
And so thank you again, Dr. Moreno, for joining us on this Wednesday. We'll see you next week.
All right, bye.
Right. Our next topic is the general plan and the housing element update. The County of Monterey is updating the general plan housing element, and it's launching ways for the community to provide some input on this. The housing element addresses future housing needs in unincorporated Monterey County. What are those needs, and how can residents find out what is planned? Well, we're very pleased to have Melanie Beretti here to talk about this housing element, but also about how the community can be involved. Good afternoon, Melanie. And I'm not hearing you.
Good afternoon, Maya.
I gotcha.
And everybody, thank you. All right. So, hi, good afternoon. As Maya indicated, I'm Melanie Beretti. I'm principal planner here with the County of Monterey's Housing and Community Development Department. And the County of Monterey has launched the development of our housing element 6 cycle update to plan for housing development in unincorporated Monterey County that meets the needs of everyone in our community. And it'll be covering the 8-year time frame, 2023 to 2031. So put simply, there is not enough housing in Monterey County, and the housing that is available is too expensive. So what we've seen, just as a reminder, and I think everyone on this call has lived this, our home prices and our rents have substantially increased over the last 7 to 8 years and outpaced by 2 and 3 times the increase in median income here in the county. So there's a big divide between what folks can afford and what our rents and our home prices are set at. And the result of this is that over 33% of our households here in Monterey County are cost burdened, which means that they spend more than 30% of their income on housing. And of that 1/3 of our households that are cost burdens, nearly half of them are households that are severely cost burdened. So more than 50% of their income is going to housing. So to meet the needs, the county is planning as a part of our housing element so we can meet our regional housing needs allocation, or RHNA, for a total of 3,326 new housing units to be planned and ideally built in the next 8-year cycle, with 2/3 of those being affordable units for our very low, and moderate income earning households. And this is a substantial increase, more than twice the number of housing units that was identified for the county in the current 5th cycle element. So it's a big hill to climb. So our target is have the final certified adopted housing element update this winter. And we're really looking to engage with our community to inform this policy at various steps along the way. So currently, the best way for community members to provide feedback is by completing our community housing survey. You can either scan the QR code that's available here on the screen, or you can find links to those on our website. And this website, the General Plan Updates website, is the landing page where we will include updates and new information. So members of the community can always come back and refer to that site. In addition, we want to flag for community members to want to come and visit our displays in the Monterey County Free Library locations throughout unincorporated county, as well as if you see county staff at a table that pops up in your community, come join us, come ask questions, come provide us with your feedback for housing needs in the county. And we will be holding a second planned virtual community meeting. It's currently planned for Thursday, February 23rd in the evening, where we look forward to sharing what we're hearing so far through community surveying and stakeholder input, and to discuss and refine what we've heard for developing those policies. So just a couple of points of contact. Again, our general plan updates website, or email at generalplanupdates@co.monterey.ca.us. And if individuals are more comfortable reaching out and making a phone call to staff, the contact information is there, and we have English speaking as well as Spanish speaking staff available for the community. So with that, I welcome any questions, and thank you. Maya, you're still muted.
Thank you. That was payback for me asking you. I do want to get started with the RNHA number. That is really a tremendous number of homes to put as a goal, but it also shows what you're finding as really it's needed. It may be a tremendous number, but we're desperately in need of it.
Yeah, that's true. And some of the really key issues that we need to address as we identify sites where we want to make sure we have the planning and zoning available to accommodate those units is looking to, the state is really focused on furthering fair housing goals in this round as well. And that's a really critical part for us to make sure that we're meeting our community needs and overcoming past policy and outcomes that have resulted in concentrations of disadvantaged communities and lower resource areas in our county.
So for people who are looking to be involved, first they can join the meeting and take the survey, but can they also find out what areas that are already maybe targeted or likely places for housing to go, so they can get a sense of would it impact their where they live? You know, there might be traffic issues they might be interested in finding out, or other things that go along with developing housing.
Yeah, I think one of the best ways for that discussion to happen with the community is as we move through, we're taking all of the information that we're hearing now, and we're incorporating that into our draft housing element, which will include a sites inventory. So in that, it will include a specific discussion as to where we have locations that we think we can accommodate the housing, and how those sites and locations meet the state guidelines to do so. And that's really where the community will be able to see what we think we're able to accommodate, and really ask those questions about why are we proposing, you know, zoning changes and putting housing where we're putting it, and why are we proposing, for example, where we propose to put affordable housing versus supporting encouraging more market rate housing. There will be some differences there. So that will be, we will be bringing that draft element and a discussion of sites inventory as we move into this next phase through a community meeting, as well as with our planning commission and then subsequent board of supervisors hearings on the housing element, which are planned for March and April.
And so far, you've had one meeting and the survey has been out there kind of in a soft way. What are you hearing, you know, at this point about, you know, what people are either interested or concerned about?
Sure. I think one thing, we've been really happy with responses so far. We've got nearly 200 respondents so far, but we really want to help push that out and get into our communities. So folks know we've tried to make the survey as accessible as possible. Yeah, I think the key take home that I can say that I'm seeing so far is the needs are really great. And in the responses we're getting, rather than sort of specific trends yet, because I haven't looked at the data like that, but what I am seeing is that we're really hearing from the community for what they feel those highest priority issues are to address in this housing element, and also a number of creative ideas that folks are offering up through that process. And again, when we we will, in February at our next community meeting, will really summarize what we've heard so far, and summarize what we're seeing, and also vet that information with the community and with our stakeholders.
Thank you. And then for those on this call, we will be resending the information with the QR code and the upcoming meeting and the survey for all of you to share as well. Thanks very much, Melanie, for going into this with us. And we look forward to more results from your survey and meetings.
Thank you so much, Mia.
And our next guest is Laura Kershner. You may know her. She is a frequent participant in our news briefings about employment programs. But today, she is going to give us a closer look and a broader look at the programs of the Workforce Development Board. This group, this department, part of the county, has really helped our community recover from COVID and other economic issues, and trying to make happy marriages with employers and employees and find the right fit. So Laura, thanks very much for being here. And I'm really anxious to have you share all the great work of the Workforce Development Board.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
Good.
Good. Happy to be here. We've got lots of things going on. We've been very busy throughout COVID, and now since as people are coming back. So I wanted to, if I could just share my screen, I want to show you a quick promo, and then we'll talk on the other side of that about a PowerPoint presentation about our local programs. Oops.
And we are not hearing it.
Oh.
But we're seeing it.
Let me make sure that I'm doing that. Is it playing?
I don't think it's playing.
Okay.
And I can't hear it.
Okay.
Monterey County Workforce Development Board.
Cool.
Employer services focus on providing assistance to find and hire appropriate candidates, whether your business needs one, a few, or several hundred new employees. And if you need to train your employees, we can help you with that too. Services include on-the-job training, job fairs and recruitments, job postings and job board, training grants, human resources support, small business resources, and labor market information. We have 4 offices in Monterey County to serve you, including the MPC Education Center in Moreno, the Hartnell College Castroville Education Center in Castroville, America's Job Center at the Salinas Career Center in Salinas, and at the Monterey Adult School in Seaside. We're here to help you succeed. Visit our website at montereycountywdb.org. Or employers are invited to call 844-932-4249.
Okay.
Beautifully done.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. That was fun. It would say, we do lots of different things here at Workforce Development Board. I'm very pleased to be here today to share those with you. I do have a PowerPoint. Bear with me just for a minute. Let me grab that for you. I know everybody learns a little differently, so we'll just do it the way that works best for everyone here. We're all about bringing local employers and job seekers together through our programs and services at America's Job Center. We do have 4 offices, as mentioned in the video, for people to come visit us. We moved in the midst of the pandemic to 344 Salinas Street. It is right across from Casa Sorrento in downtown Salinas for our Salinas people. We do also have offices in satellite offices in Castroville at the Hartnell College facility there in Castroville. Moreno. We also have an office at the Monterey Adult School in Seaside, and also in Marina for individuals to take advantage of our services. We're also, again, we're about bringing employers and job seekers together. I'll just go through this for you. Want to put my contact information right up front for people to see. If you want to get a hold of me, please feel free to call me or email me, or if you want to, scan the QR, the V code, that's fine too. We can do it any which way. I'm here all the time, happy to speak with local employers. If it's a job seeker, I'll refer you upstairs to our job seeker counselors who are there to meet with people, to provide employment counseling services. We're all about connecting you with the right job. So we will start out with our business services, though, and how we can help local businesses. We can help them especially with their recruiting needs, with their career fairs, with customized employer recruitment events that are specifically for the business. We've got job boards that they can post to and other promotional activities. We can also help with their training needs. What's called incumbent worker training is the first thing. And that is for an individual that has been with a business for at least 6 months. We can offset the cost of training that individual to bring them up to where you need. In lieu of laying somebody off, you want to bring them up in the business and then fill underneath. We have some training costs that can help businesses with that. We also have on-the-job training. That's an incentivized training program for businesses whereby we can incentivize them to train people who are within our programs and services at 50% of the individual's wage for that training period. And typically that's a 90-day turnaround training period. We also have what's called layoff aversion services to avert a layoff. We also provide other services for businesses, small business grants, human resources hotline, resources and referrals for business solutions, and rapid response. And we'll just touch on those in this PowerPoint today. Okay, so here's what we can offer to our HR and small business support. We've got pre-screening for applicants, providing access to labor market information, assisting with job descriptions, job postings, assisting with referrals and other partner services, and resume referral services. And it really is finding qualified workers is the single most important business problem affecting businesses today. And I think since the pandemic, it's even more so. It is hard to find people. We've got business service staffers who are standing by to help our individual businesses discuss what their needs are and really tailor the needs to the business. So that's something to think about when you're using workforce services. Our services are at no cost to our local businesses. So give us a call if you've got some business needs. We'd love to be able to hook you up with a local job seeker that can meet those needs. It is harder than it seems. Because businesses and job seekers have different priorities, as you can imagine. So the stars must align to bring those two entities together. But we're so pleased to be a part of that, and it does happen. One of the other resources that we have for local businesses is what's called our HR hotline. If you have questions about HR in particular, call the hotline. This is a resource for our local Monterey County businesses. In English, it's 888-217-6899, and in Spanish, it's 888-217-6899 again. So it's a great resource for you. We have businesses all the time, once they find out about that, they're like, oh, this is something I could really utilize. Moving on, we did just complete today a great employment webinar series. We have 2023 employer webinars. Today's was the 2023 labor law update. We had about 50 local businesses registered for that webinar. We're so pleased with that. The next one is coming up on March, I believe it's March 6th. I can't quite see that there, but and that's going to be another webinar. The ones listed green on your screen are actually will be our in-person sessions. And happy to send this forward to anybody who might want this PowerPoint presentation so that you can register your business. All the webinars, incidentally, are going to they're recorded and will be available on our website for your review later if you can't make it at the time listed. But these are a resource to you that you would pay a lot of money for if you were to go in person, and they're at no cost to our local businesses. So there's a lot of useful information in the webinars. The next one will be Leading Change and Surviving Change. Moving on, we've got more information about a COVID microbusiness loan program. We have a minimum of $450,000 that's available for at least 180 businesses to receive grants of up to $2,500. All of that information is done through our website. So if businesses have micro businesses that are 5 or less people have needs, this is a good way to offset some of those COVID expenses. And again, those are for micro businesses, and the grants are up to $2,500. Moving forward, we're going to talk a little bit more about on-the-job training. This is a great program. And again, that's our incentivized training programs that can bring businesses and job seekers together and offset those training cost needs. They're so expensive for businesses. And usually that's a 90-day kind of a program. We're going to come in and monitor once a month, meet with the job seeker, make sure they're happy in the job, make sure that the business is happy, take a few notes, and then monitor the person quarterly throughout the year to make sure that they're being retained, that they're still with the business. Because our commitment is not only to the business, but it's also to the job seeker to make sure that that they're employed and that they're a productive member of the economy. Moving forward, we've got labor market information available on our website. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Our website is montereycountywdb.org. You can get some information about if you're on track, if you're a business owner, to make sure that you're paying what is the going rate for a specific position. There's economic overviews, priority sectors are listed on our website. We've also got an occupational profiles and reports available. This is a fun thing I'd love to like chatting about, because I'm frequently chatting with you about our career fairs and customized recruiting events. This is a service that we offer our local businesses. If you have opportunities, encourage you to take part in our monthly career job fairs or recruitments. The difference being a recruitment is an individual, typically for an individual business that has a few positions open. A job fair typically involves multiple businesses. The advantage of coming to a multiple in business job fair is really, it gives the job seeker a broader spectrum of things that they can choose from. I think that the job fairs are typically more inviting for the job seeker because there are many different avenues that they can choose from. So it's all about providing not only what the business needs, but what the job seeker is looking for. And I think that's what the job fairs are really useful for. You can contact me if you want to know more about the job fairs, and I will put you in contact with our business services specialist who organizes the event. Incidentally, we do have an upcoming job fair on February 17th. It will be here in our office in Salinas from 2 to 5 p.m. We're located here at 344 Salinas Street. This will be a multiple employer job fair. Individuals can register for the event by logging on to scan the QR code listed here, or by hyperlink. These are well-attended events. This is your opportunity as a job seeker to see what's available. There's a lot of different businesses that attend these. Typically, we have in the neighborhood of about 20 local businesses that attend. And the offerings vary from working in the local hospitality industry to working in agriculture, to working in our local school district offices. So it really runs the gamut. We had a very successful job fair this last month in Greenfield that was very well attended. We had about 100 participants that day. Moving forward, we also have more unincumbent worker training for our local businesses. This is an opportunity for businesses to upskill. Again, they're workers who've been with them for at least 6 months and offset the training costs that's always involved in when you're moving somebody up in the organization. It's something to think about. we would work closely with you to help you to develop a plan to how to do that. And it's a good thing to consider to be a part of. More information on our website, MontereyCountyWDB.org, MontereyCountyWDB.org. We've also got what's called rapid response services. Perhaps your business is one of those that unfortunately is downsizing or going the other way. We have services available to help blunt the blow, basically, for workers that might be impacted. And really what it does, it helps businesses to really be able to offset anybody that's being laid off, to help them again, blunt the blow for workers. It's a good service to be a part of it. Again, it's called Rapid Response Services. There's more information available on our website about that. If you happen to be one of those businesses that's been impacted, it's a good thing. We bring I'd like to say we take the show on the road. Take all of our services for job seekers out to the business, do about an hour presentation, let them know what's available for them through America's Job Center, how they can get re-employed, how they can sign up for EDD, sign up for unemployment services. A lot of people haven't been through that. Some of us have and know how that feels and know what's involved. So it provides them with the next steps to get re-employed. That's all from the business perspective. Now we're going to move into the job seeker perspective. We have, both sides of the house. We've got business services and job seeker services. From the job seeker side, we've got the adult program, the adult and the adult reentry programs that are available. I'll let you peek at the website for that. Again, MontereyCountyWDB.org, MontereyCountyWDB.org. Our job seeker services are all about getting people reemployed and back into the local economy, back being a contributor to the workforce. We also have services, the adult reentry program, the Kickstart program. That's through AB 109. And that puts people back to work who might have a blemish on their record, who are sometimes some of the very best workers in the area come from the AB 109 program, and I'll let you read more about that on the website. Also want to mention some of our youth services. Our Monterey Cadre programs are going strong right now, and we've got a number of them that will be starting soon. I'm going to start out with the IT Cadre, CompTIA, and the IT security training. Maybe what you're seeking. These are programs that are designed for individuals 18 to 30 years of age. People sometimes ask online, well, how come there's an age limit? Well, they're different grant funded programs. So this is one that if you're into IT security, if this sounds like something, a way into the technology kind of business, this might be something to look at. Again, that's the IT CompTIA training for security training for this cadre program, which I believe starts in February. I think it's the 17th for this one. We also have the Green Cadre program, and this is about helping feed the needy, helping with environmental programs, helping with sustainability. This one will be starting in February 27th through, I believe it's June 5th or 6th. Of this year. So if this is something that you're interested in, and you're a young person, you don't have a lot of job experiences, these are mentorship opportunities. I should say that all the cadre programs are stipended programs. They vary from 6 to 8 to maybe 12 weeks in length altogether. So something to take a look at. The last one that I'm going to detail here is our community health worker program. And this program starts on February 17th, I believe it is. And you can apply online if you're interested in being a community health worker and working next to a healthcare professional, what we call you become a paraprofessional, and getting the word out about local health needs. This is something to consider. This has been something that's been very successful in the past for us as well. So that about wraps up what I've got to show you. Again, give me a call here at the office or email or however you want to do that. I'm happy to chat with our local business leaders about what we have to offer through workforce development. Thank you so much.
Laura, I've got to say, you mentioned the Cadre program, which has been just a really resounding success. I think the Green Cadre in particular has gotten a tremendous response, not only here in the county with kids wanting to be in it, but from our local leaders, our state leaders have just, are just in love with this program.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. It has been very successful. We're very pleased with that. It's they've really all of the cadre programs have really taken off. That one in particular, it got a lot of press. It got a lot of visibility. We're very pleased with it. We had a big response from the community from our Facebook Meta program this past summer that placed about 25 interns in local businesses to help support the social media needs of the business. A lot of them were able to show that how much they were able to move the needle to get visibility for the business. And I'm pleased to report that we had at least 5 or 6 interns that were hired on after for long-term positions with local businesses. So that was, it's a great success. The cadre programs in particular are good for young people who might not have a lot of job experience, who are looking for mentorship opportunities. And this is a way to get that. We're trying to make the offerings rather diverse in the sectors that we know need assistance. The community health worker, we know that that's a big sector. It's a great way into healthcare positions. And the IT one, that'll be really interesting. So we're looking forward to all of these.
Well, and the community health worker program, those workers were the rock stars of the pandemic. I mean, if you wanted to make a difference in people's lives, those were the people that were boots on the ground in doing it. So someone who wanted to get involved in community health care, if they wanted to make their life's work, what a great way to go along with someone and be mentored in this type of program.
Yes. There's something for everyone in workforce development. You just have to find the area that's of your interest, and that's what it is. With anything, when you're going into a job, make sure that you have an interest in it. That you're not just going into a job just because your friend is taking the training. Make sure that you have the aptitude and the skill set for any kind of a program that you're taking in workforce development. So I encourage people to log on to our website, Monterey County WDB.org. Find out what it is that we do, that find out the things that you might be interested in. We've got a great job board where we've got employers listing all the times different positions across the county, actually across the region. And that's been a very useful tool. Learn a little bit more about what we do. We're here to help not only the business community, but also the job seekers, and really be the conduit that brings those two entities together. We don't want to be the best kept secret in the house anymore. We're kind of done with that. We're ready to sort of spread our wings and let people know what we've got.
And one last question for you, Laura. I think you're still seeing perhaps some post-pandemic issues and issues is just the word, not the perfect word, but workers are coming back into the workforce. They've been through the pandemic, and over the last year, they've decided to go back to work. What are their needs, or what are workers looking for after they've just gone through the stress of the pandemic and they're ready to go back to work?
Well, I think that's a good question. I think a lot of people early on, at least, were looking for jobs that could be done online. That could be done not only online, but at home. That became a sort of a comfort zone for people. We still have people that are, preferring to work at home. I think that's fine. Those jobs are a little bit harder to come by now. Initially, they was something that people were very interested with. Their kids might have still been home. It was doable. I think as we get farther away from that, the trend is people are more back in the office now. They are ready to go back to work. Certainly, the employers have been ready for quite some time to have them back. So there's a lot of ebb and flow in this. In this industry, it seems there's, at the holidays, we always see people, there's sort of a drop in the number of folks that are looking for work because they think, there's nothing available for me. So there are times and seasons for everything in workforce development. In July, there will be a big uptick again in people looking for for jobs. And that just seems, like I said, lots of ebb and flow. That's just kind of the nature of the industry.
Thank you very much, Laura, for sharing this really great information and for all the successes that you all are having at Workforce Development.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And thanks for joining us on the briefing this week. Our next briefing is next week. We'll see you then.